Back to low mount. We want to start working from low mount again. Quick review. The first thing you get here, they're going to try and just shove you off. Hands in the armpits here, right? Yes. So I connect to the neck. Let me do it to you, Liam. Liam's in low mount. Don't counter. That's going to be the energy, right? Hands are going to be up in the armpits of the rib cage, and they're going to try and get to one elbow. And that's pretty natural thing to try and do, so you have to expect that. Now, if he connects to my neck, there's no way. Go the other way. So this hooks my neck.
Oh, like a football
yes. Player. Hook the neck. Good. And that's the first one. And probably the most important one for when you first mount. Second, I've melted on top to be real heavy, and he's going to start to push to create space. And you just start swimming, one hand at a time. Right? Third, they're going to try and reel your arms in. Yeah, always keep your elbow bent a little bit so it doesn't get hurt. So I'm never hyperextended. And then when he goes to grab it, I push my arm and hand into the mat. And as I repummel at the elbow, like that, as opposed to bringing my elbow close to my own body when my hands are strapped. So my arms stay here and rotate this way. He goes over, which is the most common, hand in, and you feel the right moment you pummel. If it comes under, same thing. Push your hand into the mat. You feel the right time, goes to push up. Swim, goes to throw me off. Connect to the neck. He goes his hands on my hips. I'm relaxing hip in, and then I start turning. Okay? So I totally melt into it, and then I'll transfer like a universal sprawl. He'll push. I'll put more weight into my right, and then into my left to help fill those ribs. Puts his hands on my knees. Pluck them off. Slip them off. Okay? So shove off, repummel and swim. He goes to grab your arms, repummel those arms, let them reel them in. You go to push on your hips, relax and hip in, sprawl a little bit, push on the knees, pluck the hands up. Right, that was all the upper body stuff. You're going to be tempted to want to grapevine the legs. Don't grapevine the legs. When we start to get to the elbow knee escape, that will cost you. So, your self-defense, jiu-jitsu versus the world, you'll probably be fine to grapevine the legs. But as soon as you go jiu-jitsu versus jiu-jitsu, you go up against somebody that knows what you know and is pretty good, you're gonna wind up half guard. They'll be on your back before you know it, just because you extended your legs and grapevine them, right? And my goal tonight, if we get to it, is to work that part of it. You'll see how easy it is for people to escape when you do that. So really important you maintain that prayer feet position, right? You're here or crossed or alternating, but not out like this. Okay? Now, the next thing we worked towards the end of class last week, probably the single most important movement from here, which is because you want to mostly work from the hip down to stay on top, was that universal sprawl, right? When we're in low mount, it's going to look like this. Okay? So, here. Liam's mounted on me. And I want him to go underneath my arms, and I'm going to have double overhooks. And what's super important here is you don't put your hands on the mat. If you put your hands on the mat, you're going to hurt your wrist. Okay, so hug your partner's shoulders. Now, from here, even if he's low mount, pretty easy for me to roll him. If he doesn't use his lower body because his arms are trapped, and I know the angle to roll, which is always just off 12 o'clock, it's an easy roll for me. Okay? So now as I start to roll him, as he starts to feel my left hip lift up, he drops his right hip into me. Yes. And that's universal sprawl. And the more his hip goes this way, the harder it is for me to roll him. And the other leg, his left leg should be light and lifting. Okay? So, right, with the toes barely touching. So if I was super stubborn and kept going, this foot will never get trapped. It's light, bring it up to a side note. Right. He'll wind up just being on my back and choking me, right? If you don't lift that leg up and they're super strong, what happens is your ankle or calf will get trapped and they'll roll you over, okay? Now we go the other way. So same thing, he drops this side. The more your hips drop to this side, the harder it is, right? Whoop, I'm gonna roll you that way, yep. And then keep this light and up. Good, back to neutral. And then we go back to neutral, the feet should touch. Neutral, not grapevine. He grapevines, and I'm out. Neutral, not so much. That's it. Okay, so that's such an important movement. So we're going to work it. What am I doing with my other leg? My legs are acting as what we call shadow hooks. Okay? So I'm here. My feet are touching. Let's say Liam has this arm, right? So I know he's going to try and roll me that way. So as he goes to roll me, I go here. Now, you see my left foot is up high towards the ceiling, and I've dropped my left hip down into him, so there's no way he can roll me. But I'm not here. See how I'm laces to laces there, grapevine? Now if he kicks his leg free, he's out, okay? So I'm like this. Try and kick your leg free. I'm glued to him. My other foot is way up here, okay? And light. So if he kept going, roll that way, yep. See, my foot, I'll let him go. My leg's not gonna get trapped. He goes the other way. My foot, the bottom of my foot is towards the ceiling. My calf is tied up against Liam's thigh, so it's hard for him to get that leg flat. This foot is light, okay? Very different from this, and really important. You wanna get this right, okay? Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for frequent updates because we're updating this every week, and make sure you comment and like and share our videos. We appreciate it, and we definitely try and respond to all the comments. And if you like what we're doing and you like the material, check out SBG University, SBGU, and you're going to see a ton more in much greater depth than what you see here on YouTube. Thank you very much.